This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Suspect in Clarendon family massacre charged. The main suspect in the murder of a mother and her 4 children in Cocopee's New Road, Clarendon, has been charged. Rasheen Barnett, 23, was charged after he gave a caution statement to the police. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey confirmed that he now faces 5 counts of murder. Kimisha Wright and her 4 children were found at their house with stab wounds and their throats slashed on Tuesday. The suspect, said to be their cousin, had been staying with them.
Rasheen Barnett has been charged with 5 counts of murder arising from the killing of Kimisha Wright, Kimana Simit, Shermari Simit, Kefana Simit, and Kishan Henry, all of Cocopee's in Clarendon. Barrett was charged after intensive investigation was carried out by the Era 3 Major Investigation Division, supported by the Major Investigation Division headquarters in Kingston, as well as the Clarendon CIB and Trelawney Police and other formations within the JCA.
Johnson Smith's Commonwealth bid was ill-advised, Ward maintains. Former Jamaican ambassador to the United Nations, Curtis Ward, has said Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith ran a good race for the Commonwealth Secretary-General position, and her loss is not a reflection of her qualifications. However, Ambassador Ward reiterated that Jamaica's campaign at this time was ill-advised.
Certainly she's qualified, but I think the whole context of her nomination to begin with was poorly scripted. I think the idea that she would pose that challenge at this point in time may not have been good politics, and that was also reflected on the Jamaican government. She is Jamaica's top diplomat on the international scene, and she has to interact. And now she will be seen as having lost a very important race, very important election, and there will always follow her the stigma of being the candidate for the UK. Whether that is justified or not, it doesn't really matter. This is how she will be looked at, and that may have cost her the election as well. The next opportunity will be, 4 years down the road, and it will be the turn for the African candidate, to whoever that might be, to be supported by others. So I don't see how she could be successful in the future. I think that would be a big mistake on her part.
Sentencing delayed for Portmore serial rapist. The sentencing of Shadane Harris, who confessed to raping and terrorizing women in a series of incidents in Portmore, St. Catherine, has been postponed until July 28. Last month, the 28-year-old gym instructor pleaded guilty to rape and illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition when he appeared in the St. Catherine Circuit Court. When the matter was called up Friday morning, Harris's attorney, Vincent Wellesley, informed the court that he needed additional time to respond to the prosecutor's written submission, which he received on Tuesday. During the last hearing, the judge instructed the prosecutor to make a submission on how Harris should be sentenced. Harris, who was captured in 2019, pleaded guilty to 6 counts of rape, 4 counts of grievous sexual assault, 9 counts of burglary and larceny, and wounding with intent after he stabbed one of his victims. Investigators reported that from 2014 to 2019, Harris targeted single women by breaking into their homes and sexually assaulting them at knife point. Police urge public to desist from sharing offensive video. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says it is aware of a video depicting a child being suffocated now circulating on social media. The police are asking individuals to desist from sharing the video as they try to establish its origins. In the meantime, law enforcers are asking any person who is able to assist them in establishing the origin of the video to contact the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse at 876-926-4079 or CrimeStop at 311. Your social media post could land you in trouble. The Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology is proposing a tweak of the 2015 Cybercrimes Act so that people who transmit or post the data resulting in psychological harm to others could be found guilty of an offense, whether or not the information is of an obscene nature. The proposed new provision in the Cybercrimes Act 2015, which addresses the use of computer for malicious communication, makes it an offense for people to use a computer to publish data to or about another individual with the intention to harass an individual or cause harm or the fear of harm to that person or his or her property. This includes posting, sending, transferring, disseminating, or otherwise providing access to the data. It would also apply to any communication relating to industrial action in the course of an industrial dispute. In determining whether the data would cause harm, the court may take into account factors such as the context in which the data was sent, the characteristics of the recipient of the data, such as age, sex, or relationship to the sender of the data, content, the frequency with which the data was published, the extent of circulation of the data, and whether the defendant took any steps to retract the data after it was published, or took any other action to mitigate the harassment or harm. Stakeholders such as the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions have cautioned that the section as is was too prohibitive, as its reference to data that contains obscenity or is menacing in nature was too vague. Assistant Director in the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Andre Basco, noted at Thursday's virtual meeting of the Joint Select Committee on the 2015 Cybercrimes Act that some of the terms were also deemed unconstitutional in various other cybercrimes legislation. The proposed new section is supposed to be technologically neutral in the types of data it criminalizes, focusing on the intent to harass or cause harm to any person or property. The section in its current form criminalizes the use of a computer to send to another person any data that is obscene, constitutes a threat, or is menacing in nature, and intends to cause or causes annoyance, inconvenience, distress, or anxiety to the recipient or any other person. Offenders also can't use the excuse that the recipient of the offending data was not the person to whom it could cause harm, a defense which Basco pointed out is used in some jurisdictions. In those cases, persons send malicious data to one party with the knowledge that it would also come to the attention of the person to whom the harm was targeted. Consideration is also being given to increasing the penalty under this section, which is currently set at up to $4 million on conviction in a parish court for a first offense, or a maximum prison term of 4 years if it is determined that any damage other than psychological injury resulted from the offense. It is further proposed that in the case of a second or subsequent offense, a fine not exceeding $5 million or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years be imposed, regardless of whether any damage is caused. Furthermore, on conviction on indictment before a circuit court for a first offense, offenders could face a fine or imprisonment of up to 10 years for non-psychological injury and up to 20 years if found guilty of a second or subsequent offense, whether or not the victim suffered any damage. The committee, which is chaired by Portfolio Minister Darrell Vaz, is making changes to the legislation which repeals the 2010 Cybercrimes Act. The offenses in the bill include computer-related fraud or forgery, the use of computers for malicious communications, and the tipping off the subject of investigations. It also provides for forfeiture of computer material used in the commission of an offense. Santa Cruz CCTV cameras to be connected to Jamaica Eye. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang and the ministry's permanent secretary Courtney Williams say closed-circuit television cameras in the south-central town are to be connected to the national surveillance system Jamaica Eye in the coming weeks. The assurance follows a story published in the news on Tuesday, headlined "Cameras in Busy Santa Cruz Not Connected." Williams said he signed a contract on Wednesday to have the CCTV cameras in Santa Cruz functional. There were some issues we had to work out with the telecom provider. All of that has been sorted out now. I expect that within a matter of weeks, all the connectivities will be in place and it will be up and running and there won't be any issue, he added. Councillor Christopher Williams of the Jamaica Labour Party Santa Cruz Division had called on the government to urgently connect the cameras to Jamaica Eye following a spate of armed robberies in Santa Cruz. Member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth Northeastern Delroy Slowly on Thursday said the functionality of the cameras must be addressed instantaneously. Dr. Chang said the work to connect the cameras to Jamaica Eye should begin anytime now. He added that a review of Jamaica Eye is being done to repair non-functional cameras across the country. I am aware that cameras break down from time to time. The turnaround time to get them back up is unfortunately too long. We have cameras in the main urban centers, Negril, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, the corporate area and the Spanish Town. The maintenance is sometimes challenging, but we are in the process of reviewing that program and they should correct that problem, he told the journalist at Thursday's groundbreaking ceremony for the new $200 million Lacovia police station west of Santa Cruz. I want the cameras restored within the quickest possible time, but of course it depends on the damage. If the thieves cut the main cables, it takes a couple of days to get the cable repaired, Chang said in reference to vandalism on telecom networks. Dr. Chang said Jamaica Eye is vital to the technological capabilities of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We are reviewing how we maintain those cameras because we need them to work. Where they work, they have to perform extremely well, and the Permanent Secretary is now working with the technical team to put in place a much better time frame to restore them when they get damaged, he said. Jamaica Eye is a critical part of our technological infusion in the police force, and what we are also examining is how we can build out the Jamaica Eye structure much faster than how we are now doing. It is expensive, but it gives an extremely high rate of return in terms of policing, the minister said. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.